Good afternoon and welcome to Thunderbird Stadium at the Point Grey campus at the University of beautiful British Columbia. It's a cloudy day, there's rain in the air, but we don't care because it's Sunday, and you know what that means? It's League 1BC action with Vancouver Whitecaps looking to build on their strong start to the season last week, taking on TSS Rovers in League 1BC Women's Division action. We'll get straight into the starting lineups. The home side, Vancouver Whitecaps, lining up in a 4-3-3 formation. In goal for them is number 30, Kylie Sandalak. We'll give you the rest of the team in numerical order. And there's 3 changes for Katie Collar's side from the team that came away with a big 5-1 victory against Unity last weekend. Number 2, Joy Kimwemwe. Number 3, Iba Oching. Number 4, Emily Wong. Number 7, Noelle Sather. Number 8, Jamie Perot. Number 10, Geneva Hernandez Gray. Number 12, Kira Martin. Number 14, Tia Mason. Number 15, Ashley Roberts. And number 17, Emma Yee. For TSS, playing their first game of this season. They were meant to play last weekend against Victoria Highlanders, but unfortunately, with the Highlanders folding before the season started, that gave them a bye week. So it's our first chance to look at this new look TSS Rovers side, led by a new head coach as well, Kevin Booker. Kevin was the assistant last year to Chelsea Hannison, and he's lining his first team up in a 3-5-2 formation this afternoon. In goal for TSS, returning player May Hobenshield, and the rest we'll give you in numerical order. Number 4, Tilly James. Number 5, Megan Sun. Number 6, Maddie Ma. Number 8, Sophia Ferremo. Number 9, Nia Cooney. Number 11, Jenna Baxter. Number 12, Taylor Nekic. Number 13, Shayla Chornley. Number 14, Geneva Musico. And number 15, Maya Ali Budbud. Whitecaps, as I mentioned, making 3 changes this afternoon to the starting lineup from a very impressive 5-1 win on opening weekend, kicking their title defence off in some style. Unity falling heavily in that one. Kira Blundell hat-trick and goals from Jamie Perot and Ashley Roberts. Emma Yee chipped in with a couple of assists last week as well. Blundell dropping to the bench for this one, as does her strike partner last week, Kaylee Hunter. So it's going to be interesting. Ashley Roberts came on at half-time in that game last week and looked very, very sharp, getting her name on the score sheet. And we know the damage that Ashley Roberts can do for this Whitecap side. As she leads the line, she is in her 3rd season now with this WFC elite side. 3 goals and 1 assist from her 2023 season. She's a Boston College commitment for the 2024 NCAA season, and she's certainly going to be one to watch this afternoon. But also keep an eye out for number 17, Emma Yee, as well. She's heading off to the University of Illinois in the summer, and they've got a good one there. 3 goals during the regular season, 1 goal in the playoff run, and 3 assists for Emma Yee last year. And this is a meeting of teams that met in the semi-final last year in the League 1BC playoffs. The Whitecaps got the better of TSS that afternoon. TSS actually took the lead in that game before the Whitecaps ran out 5-2 winners. The 2 regular season meetings, though, finished with 2-1 scorelines. TSS came up to UBC at Kenwoods Field and came away with a 2-1 victory in the first meeting of the 2 teams last year. The Whitecaps then headed to Swangard and returned the favour, coming away with a 2-1 victory that afternoon. What do we have in store this afternoon? Well, we'll find out soon. Kickoff is just seconds away. I'm your match commentator, Michael McCall. You can get in touch with us during the broadcast via the YouTube chat, or you can get in touch with me on Twitter at AFTN Canada. We love to have these as interactive, so get in touch, let us know what you think about the game, both of these teams, the League 1BC season, and we'll get through your tweets and messages as the game goes on. TSS playing in the all black jerseys with the white trim and white numbers. They will be shooting right to left in this first half. The Whitecaps in their traditional white jerseys with the blue hoop shooting from left to right, and it's the Whitecaps that are going to get this one underway. Back-to-back League 1 BC champions. What will they bring this afternoon? It's going to be a cracker. Expect goals. Don't go anywhere. This should be a tasty one. And we're off. Noel Sather getting the action underway for the Whitecaps. TSS have had a chance to scout this Whitecaps team. This TSS lineup is going to be a little bit familiar, but also a little bit of the unknown for the Whitecaps. They will just focus on what they need to do this afternoon. And it's Perot in the thick of the action right away. Ball taken off her foot though, and Jenna Baxter now, one of the new additions to this TSS Rovers side. Played the 2022 season with Varsity, the 2023 season with Notsamot, now in her third team, although it was kind of the same team, Varsity and Notsamot. She has been a thorn in this Whitecap side. She scored in the championship game for Varsity that they lost in 2022 against this Whitecaps team. And Kevin Booker will be hoping she can bring some of that goal scoring magic that we've seen in the first two seasons of League 1 BC to his side this afternoon. You can expect the Whitecaps are going to be very possession heavy in this game, and I think TSS might be quite happy to give up some of the possession, especially in the early going. TSS players to watch for this afternoon at the back, number 4 Tilly James, who has just come off fantastic 5 years at Trinity Western Spartans. We've seen what she can do in this league with Unity. Now wearing the black of TSS. Jenna Baxter, as I mentioned, as well. For Whitecaps, certainly keep an eye on Ashley Roberts, and as always, Geneva Hernandez Gray. It's a good crowd in Thunderbird Stadium this afternoon, managing to navigate the road closures on the way up here to UBC and some parking restrictions as well. There's more fans coming in every second as that ball over the top, looking to try and play in Emma Yee. She may have been offside if she'd got onto that, but snuffed out anyway by TSS. Their three at the back is certainly going to be tested this afternoon by a very dangerous Whitecaps front three. We'd expect them to kind of drop to 5 at the back at times in defensive. But this ball is going to run all the way through to May Hobenshield. Hobenshield saw some time between the sticks for TSS last year. Many goalkeeper rotations for the Rovers. The women in goal for the Whitecaps this afternoon. Second straight game for Kylie Sandelak, the Delta native who's been in the cap system since 2022, coming to the Whitecaps as a 13-year-old. And we didn't see her fully tested last week to kind of see just how good a keeper she is, but she comes very highly rated, and looking forward to seeing her develop over this League 1 BC season. One of the younger players on this Whitecap side, she will certainly be with this Whitecaps League 1 team for a couple of seasons, which is always the big challenge for Katie Collar. She loses a lot of her graduating seniors when it comes to the end of June, start of July time. The hope is they're going to be here just a little bit later than the first two seasons. Katie Collar telling me in an interview on the latest AFTN Soccer Show podcast that the hope is that they can bring some of the graduating seniors back up from college to play in August's big CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup preliminary round matchup against the El Salvador champions. More details of that still to be confirmed. But here come TSS trying to get their first attack going, but that comes to nothing, and the ball just runs out for a Whitecaps throw-in on the far side. slower pace to this one than we saw in the Whitecaps Unity game last week. It's Hernandez Gray forced to play this one back, and she gets the ball back and she gets a chance to bring this out from deep in the Whitecaps half. Out to Sather. I thought Sather was excellent last week for the Whitecaps. One of the kind of unsung heroes in this team. She does a lot of the hard work, the dirty work in that midfield. The forward line getting all the credit, the goals and the assists, but she put in very good shift last week. And the Whitecaps now get a chance to whip in a dangerous free kick from just over 30 yards out. And it's Hernandez Gray that's going to be standing over this one. Hernandez Gray sends a high one into the box, flicked on by Martin. Ball comes back in the long range shot from the edge of the box from Emma Yee. TSS Body's getting in the road. Oching tries to find some space. Caps recycling it out now. Here comes Sather. Fantastic cross to the back post to Sather, and a looping header there coming in from Eva Oching. Didn't really trouble Hobenshield, but that's a first real attack from the Whitecaps that we've seen in this one. TSS not been able to really get any attack going so far, but they maybe will get a chance here as they win a free kick on the far side. A heavy challenge there going into Geneva Musico. Musico, a SFU grad on this team, as is Jenna Baxter. A lot of the current SFU players on Burnaby FC, who have got off to a good start in their inaugural L1BC campaign. Tilly James now for the Rovers. Lovely ball forward from James. Chance here for Kuna to try and chase that one down. That's just going to run behind or run out for a throw-in to the Whitecaps deep in their own half here. Perot now turns her mark, and she's got space to run up the right wing here. We know how good she is going forward, and still Perot leaving Ali Budbud in her wake, but Ali Budbud recovers well. Perot forced to play this one back to Yee, who sends a dangerous one into the box. It falls to Hernandez Gray on the edge of the box, and TSS mop up the loose ball, and a chance to bring this one out from Sophia Ferremo. Whitecaps win it back quickly though, and Perot, under immediate pressure, forced to play that one all the way back to Tia Mason, and she'll move it out through Martin out to the left hand side. Important boot in there from Megan Sun, and the Whitecaps will get a throw in midway in the Rovers half, quickly taken by the Caps, and you can see how quickly TSS are closing down these Whitecaps players when they're on the ball. And Hernandez Gray twisting, turning away, getting the shot off, and what a goal from Geneva Hernandez Gray. 9 minutes in, she twisted and turned in the box, got the shot off, it hits off the far post into the back of the net, and the Whitecaps are 1-0 up here at Thunderbird Stadium, continuing where they left off last week. And TSS immediately having to regroup. First off the season there for Geneva Hernandez Gray. just showing how dangerous she can be. She doesn't need a lot of room to make something happen. She had numerous Rovers players around her there, but she found a way to make the space, get the shot off, and the Whitecaps have the lead.
Vancouver goal, scored in the 10th minute by number 10, Geneva Hernandez Gray. Hernandez Gray in the 10th minute.
Fantastic solo goal there for Geneva Hernandez Gray. What do the Rovers have in reply? They knew this was going to be a tough game going into it. In some ways, it's kind of good to get that one out of the way. Whitecaps certainly look to be the class of this League 1BC season in the early going. As back-to-back League 1 champions, they've certainly got a bit of a target on their back as the Rovers send one in. It's bouncing about in the box. Chance there for Kune to try and get a shot off, but it's well blocked by the Whitecaps, and they'll bring this one out. Yee tries the little flick, and it's still running. It's not gone out, and Tilly James has to come over and put that one out before Kimwemwe can get onto the edge of that. If you're just joining us, this is the first of a double header of League 1BC action up at Thunderbird Stadium this afternoon. These two teams battle it all out in the men's division at 3 o'clock. Whitecaps in possession again. Sather sends that forward, looking for Perot, just has a little bit too much on it, doesn't hold up on the slick surface. There has been some rain, there's some rain in the air as well, so it does make this Thunderbird pitch a little bit slick. Seen it during the UBC games in the last few years. This is a newish pitch. It was put down a couple of years ago now. Certainly a lot better than what the old one was, but can have a few weird bounces and can certainly play slick with any rain or moisture on it. And here come the Whitecaps again. Emily Wong now. Sends that out to Iba Oching. She'll flick that up the wing. Looks for the return pass, but that's snuffed out by Madima, one of the standout players for this TSS side last year. Whitecaps with a dipping effort there, and not going to trouble Hobenshield in the Rovers goal, but again, keen to have a look and goal. Ashley Roberts with his shot there. She already has one goal to her name this season. Fans still coming in here at Thunderbird Stadium. A really good crowd out for this one. Here comes Martin. So good with the ball at her feet, Kira Martin. Has featured for Canada at under 17 level as well, and another player that Whitecaps feel has a very bright future ahead of her. Just still 17 years old. Played in 15 games for the Whitecaps last year, missing just one in total. As Hobenshield quickly off her line there to smother any danger from Jamie Perot. Remember, if you want to get in touch during the broadcast, you can do so on the YouTube stream or get in touch with me on Twitter at AFTN Canada. Let us know where you're watching this one from this afternoon. If you want to talk anything about League 1BC, these two teams, the women's side from the Whitecaps. Great play in the edge of the box. It's played to Yee. She puts her foot in the ball, turns away, gives it back to Sather, who fires one in, and that does not miss by much. Hobenshield got down to it, but that just whizzes past the right-hand post. Another good look on goal there from the Whitecaps. No, Sather, one of the graduating players on this Whitecap side. She is going to be heading down to the University of South Florida. Another player that played in 15 of the matches last year. Whitecaps 16 they played in total in League 1BC. This is Sather's third year on the side, and a lot of these players have come through, and this is their third season on the team. So despite their young ages, a lot of experience under their belt. And for anyone unaware, this is the only league these Whitecaps girls play in over the year. The rest of the time they just play friendlies against local sides, a lot of friendlies against boys clubs as well. So League 1BC is their only actual league competitive action. And it just seems to be a conveyor belt of talent that is coming through the Whitecaps system just now on the women's side. And that's why it's so exciting now that they are going to have this Project 8 team in the new Professional Women's League that kicks off in 2025. There's now an actual pathway and an actual goal for these players outside of just going down to get their college educations. And here is Hernandez Gray, certainly a player you feel is going to end up with a pro contract with the Whitecaps sooner rather than later. And she's firing up, looking for a second, sending a fierce shot in there from the edge of the box, but it's well dealt with by May Hobenshield, the veteran in the Rovers goal. Came through the TSS Academy system and has spent her time at Thompson Rivers, Wolfpack, an alumni there, and decorated by the Wolfpack out in Kamloops. Here come the Whitecaps again. Nice little through ball here for Roberts. For Kimwemwe to get onto. She goes down in the box there, but the referee doesn't see anything in that, and that's going to be out for a TSS goal kick. Given away right away though by the Rovers, and now the Whitecaps again powering into the box. For Remo standing strong there to keep that one alive, but a giveaway there, and Perot will take the loose ball. She'll play it back now to Sather. Sather's been very heavily involved in the early action here. Martin plays it out to to Oching. Roberts in the wide role this afternoon for the Whitecaps. Beautiful footwork, cuts into the box, looks to pick out the pass, finds Yee. She can't fully get a connection on that, can't get a lot of power on that, and Hobenshield will deal with this easily. And another giveaway by the Rovers. Hernandez Gray now hits the byline, cuts it back, and it just missed there by Joy Kimwemwe. Whitecaps rampant just now against the Rovers. And another giveaway by TSS. Roberts now to Hernandez Gray. She's looking for the time to get something off. Sather will play that back out. Comes back inside. Sather again has room to send one into the box. It's bouncing about, falls through to Ashley Roberts. And Ashley Roberts gets her second of the season. And it's the second goal today for the Whitecaps in the 19th minute. Another beautiful passing move there, capitalising on, sadly, yet another TSS giveaway. And some great movement from the Whitecaps to set that one up. A nice touch out to Sather. She sends one in. It runs all the way through to Ashley Roberts. And she finishes with aplomb. And it's 2-0 Whitecaps. 90 minutes gone. Seven goals now for the Whitecaps to kick off the defence of their League 1BC title. And you think it's going to be a tough afternoon now for TSS. They knew they were in for a tough one here. This side still finding their feet out there. Haven't played a competitive game. They've had a couple of friendlies, but not too much more. They played the BC provincial team. And it is probably going to take this Rover side a couple of games to get into the swing of it, get some chemistry going. They've not been able to offer anything offensively, though, at all so far this afternoon. And they've got some very dangerous players out there that just haven't been able to get involved at all. Now, can they get something going here with Shayna Chornley on the left? That's taken off her foot, though, by Jamie Perreault, and Chornley goes through the back of Perreault, and that's going to be a free kick to the Whitecaps. If you're watching this stream at home and you're like, I like what I see from these Whitecaps girls, get out and watch this side in person. You're watching the future, not only of the Whitecaps women's team programme, but also a number of these players you have to feel are going to make the move into the national team, senior team, just in a few years' time. A lot of talent coming through the Whitecaps system right now, and do yourselves a favour. Get out, watch these girls in person. TSS trying to get something going now, and again it's just cheaply given away, and the Whitecaps will try and get something going, but Jenna Baxter battling away for TSS on the far side, winning that one back, and that is touched off the foot there of Geneva Musico, and it's going to be out for TSS throwing on the far side. Megan Sun over to take this one. It's given away by the Caps again. A nice through ball here for Hernandez Gray to try and run onto, but that's taken off her foot, and it's going to be behind for a Whitecaps corner in the 22nd minute here at Thunderbird Stadium. High one comes in for Hernandez Gray. Onto the head of Kira Martin. She sends a looping one towards goal, and that's tipped from under the bar there by May Hobenshield. Looks like it may have just gone over as she tipped that over, so it's going to be a goal kick for TSS. But another beautiful delivery from Hernandez Gray. And Martin did so well to head that, and actually, just watching the replay there, it actually comes off the top of the bar. Hobenshield didn't get anything on that, but she had it covered if needed. The problem for TSS just now is they just cannot keep hold of the ball. Talk about them not really being able to launch anything offensively. They can't seem to keep hold of the ball for more than about 20 to 30 seconds at a time. The high press from this Whitecaps is forcing turnover after turnover. That's something Kevin Booker is certainly going to have to work on with the side. Half time of this one, and also in future games going forward. We've not really seen what this TSS team can be yet. And another giveaway by the Rovers, and a chance here for Kinwimwe to power forward. She tries to poke that one through, either for herself to run onto or Ashley Roberts, but it's going to run through to Hobenshield, and TSS will bring it out, and immediately they're closed down. Every time a Rovers player gets the ball, there's 2 or 3 Whitecaps around them. Hernandez Gray now. Touch inside. Roberts turns on the edge of the box, tries to play that through for Yee. I think that was asking a lot of Emma Yee to try and make that run, and that will run through to Hobenshield. She quickly gets that one out, looking for Baxter, only finding the head though of Oching. And again a giveaway in the midfield, this time by Shayna Chornley for TSS, and here come the Caps again. This time they'll slow things down, move it around the back line. They play so well out of the back, and TSS have been giving them time to do that. They've not really put them under any pressure at all so far this afternoon. We hope you've enjoyed the action in the first 25 minutes of this one on the League 1BC YouTube channel. League 1BC would like to acknowledge the following league partners: CIBC, Gatorade, and I'll break off here as Hernandez Gray breaks forward. That's the problem with this Whitecaps team. They don't really give you much time to go through any in-game announcements, but they do get a free kick here, so I'll continue thanking the partners of the Cruyff Institute, Derby Star, Macron, Vibrant Performance, the Canadian Premier League, One Soccer, and BC Soccer. So a free kick for the Whitecaps, 25 yards out from goal. As much as I hate pitches with football markings on it, it is always a good gauge for the commentator as to how far this is going to be. And it's Hernandez Gray, one of 3 players standing over this one. Kira Martin standing over it as well, as is Noelle Sather. And it does look like it's maybe going to be Sather that takes this one. She starts up, kicks it beautifully, and what a strike! Noelle Sather, take a bow. Hobenshield beaten all ends up, and 26 minutes on the clock, and it's 3-0. Whitecaps Girls Elite. Absolutely stunning strike there from Noelle Sather. I was waxing lyrical about what she brings to this team, and we see something we haven't seen from her so far in her time in League 1BC, and that is free kick prowess. Absolutely beautiful strike there from Noelle Sather. Turns 18 this month. The Poco native didn't get on the score sheet for the Whitecaps last year, did add a couple of assists, and gets her 2024 League 1BC campaign off with her first goal.
In the 26th minute.
And here come the Whitecaps again, and they're going to get themselves another corner. TSS absolutely under the cosh right now out there. They could do with one of these infamous goalkeeper going down with a little bit of cramp to allow the team to maybe get some regrouping on the sideline. We saw this with Unity last week as they were picked apart by the Whitecaps, and it's how you respond. Do you keep your heads up? Well, here comes Hernandez Gray looking to add it. Finds Martin again in the box. That seems to be the go-to for the Caps of these corner kicks. Martin this time can't direct that one towards goal, and that's going to go high and over. Well, the Rovers finally get some respite here. No is the answer, as immediately playing out the back there. Under pressure, and Hobenshield closed down by Hernandez Gray, who blocks the attempted clearance. The rebound falls kindly to her, and it's in the back of the net for number 4. 29 minutes gone, and the Whitecaps 4 goals to the good. And Hobenshield is going to want that one back. She was immediately closed down by Emma Yee and by the goal scorer Hernandez Gray, and Hernandez Gray reacted quickest to the loose ball from the rebound, pounced on it, twisted and turned her way to make herself face the goal, and buries it past Hobenshield. Nothing she could do there. And what a scoreline we've got here. Whitecaps Girls Elite 4, TSS Rovers 0. You just wonder what this one might get to. We saw last week the Whitecaps didn't really take their foot off the gas. They did make a number of half-time substitutions, but everyone they brought on was just as keen to impress Katie Collar, because everyone wants to be in this starting 11. Everyone wants to be in this game day 18. And here they go again. Emma Yee this time, but the ball runs through to Hobenshield. 5 different scorers for the Whitecaps so far this year. And when you look at this scoreline of 4-0 and you think that Ciara Blundell, who hit a first half hat-trick last week, is on the bench for this one, it just shows you the danger and the attacking prowess throughout this Whitecaps team. Do TSS have any answer for this? Thankfully, I don't have to do the match report for this one for the Whitecaps after the game, because that'd be a lot of writing to do in between the two matches. TSS just trying to get something going, and this could be the chance here for their first attack. Ball sent in from the right wing, and they're going to win themselves their first corner of the afternoon. Talked about what we saw from Unity last week when they went down so early in the first half. They did not give up, and they battled away to the end, getting on the score sheet late on. And that's what Kevin Booker is going to want to see from his side. He's going to want to see how they respond to this adversity. Will they keep their heads up? Outswinger comes in looking to try and find Faremo, but headed clear by the Whitecaps, only as far as Musiko. Forced to be played back to Ali Budbud. This is the best spell of play and possession that the Rovers have had in the first half here. If you're just joining us, the Whitecaps absolutely rampant. 4 goals up by the 29th minute. A brace by Geneva Hernandez Gray. For Remo now. Goes for the long range shot. At least the first shot for TSS this afternoon. Not on target, but they're still not seeing their heads drop anyway out there. Goal difference could come into play by the end of the season, and this is not going to be the last team that this Whitecap side hand a spanking out to. It could be a case of who can keep the score line down the most between matches with the Whitecaps this year when it comes to the rest of the placings in the L1BC standings. Hernandez Gray comes back to win that one. Still Hernandez Gray, lovely ball out to Sather. Hernandez Gray probably winning player of the game honours right now, but you've got to give a big hat tip to Sather, who's been fantastic out there. And a trip there on Tilly James. We've seen Tilly James in League One play not just in her traditional centre-back role, but in the first season with Unity, we saw Graham Roxburgh throw her up front for a couple of games, and she looked really good up there as well. Big fan of what Tilly James can bring to any team. She was absolutely fantastic for Trinity Western in her time with the Spartans. Graduated this year from the Spartans programme. Open Shield forced to come out quickly, then just doesn't fully connect on it. Doesn't run through to Faremo, but she recovers well to knock that one back. Just going back to Tilly James for a moment, speaking to her former college coach Graham Roxburgh after they won the Canada West Gold here at Thunderbird Stadium last November, probably I think it was, maybe the end of October. He feels the ceiling for Tilly James is so high, and she is one of the players that he would expect to see go into the pro ranks and play in the Project 8 League that will kick off next year. 4 teams confirmed for that so far. Looks like there will be at least 6 to kick things off in that inaugural season. With Project 8 teasing, they have some exciting announcements to come this month, including, by the look of one of their teasing, a team in Quebec. The Whitecaps are one of the founding teams for the new league, and you can expect to see a number of these girls playing in that league in the years to come. Whitecaps bringing this one out of the back, and it's Tia Mason now. Martin with the long ball forward. Kimwemwe tries to flick that on, but it's shut down well by James. She gets that one taken off her foot though by Emily Wong. Megan Sun now for TSS. They've regrouped well after that fourth goal went in and are enjoying their best part of the game so far. If they were to come back from this 4-goal deficit, it'd be one of the biggest, probably the biggest comebacks we've seen in L1BC's short history so far. Anything can happen in football. It just isn't looking the most likely just now, you have to say. So for this Rover side, what they are needing to do is just get some chemistry going. They've got a big game coming up with Unity next week out in Cloverdale. It's going to be Unity FC's home opener. Unity making the move to Surrey this past off-season, and they'll be playing their first ever home game out of Cloverdale next Saturday. 3 matches, it was 4, I forget we're down to 7 teams now. 3 matches all in L1BC next Saturday. And here come the Whitecaps again, lovely bit of play there. And it's cut back. And the shot comes in from Emma Yee, but flag up for offside. Joy Kimwemwe had done so well to hustle her way through to the box there. And here come the Caps again. Yee. Fantastic performance from her last week. Grabbing herself a couple of assists, and that's a ball over to Ashley Roberts. Takes time to cut this back to Hernandez Gray. She's on a hat-trick, can't get the shot off. A great block in there from Maddie Ma. Kept in though by the Caps, and Ma will get a foot on that and send that one up the pitch. Double header here at Thunderbird Stadium. Make sure you tune in at 3 o'clock for men's division action between TSS and the Whitecaps. But here come the Whitecaps again. Perot, she's got time to pick out the perfect pass. She cuts it back to Yee. She takes it first time, maybe hadn't fully composed herself to get the shot off there, and that one flies high and over May Hobenshield's goal. Hobenshield sprays that one out to Taylor Nekic. It's one back though again quickly by the Whitecaps, and it comes all the way back to Hobenshield. Nekic sends this one up, looking to try and play in Nia Kune. Kune's not had a sniff so far this afternoon. She's kind of been on a bit of an island in the final third for TSS. The striker plays her winter football for Venus FC in the MWSL Premier. And Kimwemwe now tries to hit the byline, but an important foot in there from Nekic, and that's going to be out for another Whitecaps corner. First one, I think, on this side of the pitch. Hernandez Gray now over to take the corner, this near side of the pitch. Sends a high one into the box. Hobenshield thought about coming, but it's cleared by her defenders. Olching now wins the ball back, and it's just given away, taken off her foot there by Jenna Baxter. She tries to send that one up the line for Kune, but it is going to be out for a Whitecaps throw in just inside their own half. Thankfully, I've brought a hot drink and some water with me this afternoon because I feel I'm going to be doing a lot of talking for goals over the course of this afternoon. And although we've had 4 in the first half here, I think there is more in store, so do not go anywhere. Perot inside to Yi. She does well to turn away, goes down in the box. Mild appeals there, but good tackle there from the Rovers, and they just clear that one out. They're going to want to just get in now to the locker room at half time and regroup a little bit. We saw that last week. Once Unity got in, they kind of regrouped in the second half, and it was a more even second half last week against the Whitecaps for that Unity side. But as mentioned, this is a Whitecap side that does not take their foot off the gas because they make those subs at half time, and every single player that comes on is wanting to impress and earn their place in the starting lineup for next week. Hernandez Gray now gets that one, pokes it through for Yi, just has a little bit too much on it, and that's going to run through to Hobenshield. Big kick forward from Hobenshield to no one in particular, and that's easily going to be dealt with by Martin, who plays it back to Sandalak, who's probably grateful to get a touch of the ball. Whitecaps game last night in MLS action. In the post-game, Vanni Sartini telling media that he feels he could have subbed himself in for that second half because Yohei Takaoka didn't have a lot to do. Kelly Sandalak could probably bring a book out there to get through the first 45 minutes. Hasn't had a save to make in anger. TSS just the one shot so far that whizzed by the right hand post. It's been all Whitecaps, and here they come again. Oching forced to cut inside under the pressure there from Sun. Looks like the only Sun we're going to see up here at the Point Gate campus this afternoon. Roberts coming deep out to Oching, gets it back. Nice little interplay stuff there. Oching again inside to Hernandez Gray. And she'll just take her time to make some room for herself to turn. Still Hernandez Gray to Seda now. We know she's got a strike in her from that free kick. Maybe fancied another one there, and she does fancy another one there. Sather is tipped onto the bar by Hobenshield. What another fantastic strike by Noel Sather. Absolutely tremendous stuff there from the Whitecaps midfielder. Second time the Whitecaps have hit the crossbar in this first half. Kira Martin, the other, with a header from a corner in the 23rd minute. Hobenshield sends it up, looking for Baxter, but again won by Martin, who seems to be winning every single ball back there. That 5 or so minute spell from TSS after the 4th goal seems to have been their best of the first half, and Whitecaps have now taken everything back over again. Can they add to their tally before half time? Tia Mason under pressure there from Baxter, forced to play that one back. Mason, one of the 3 changes to Katie Collar's starting lineup. She came on as a second half sub last week. And Baxter now with a chance for goal. Baxter goes for goal, and TSS are on the score sheet. No, they are not, as the flag goes up for offside. Nothing falling TSS's way in this first half. But what a strike that was from Jenna Baxter. We know what she can do in this league. In fact, watching it back, it actually hadn't gone in. It went into the side netting. From my angle here, it looked like it had gone in, but that one has gone in. And the Whitecaps, as we go into stoppage time, have made it 5. And what time is it at Thunderbird Stadium? It's 5 past Rovers. And a great strike there from Joy Kimwemwe. She's had a good first half and she's rewarded there with her first goal of the season and a 5th this afternoon. The Swan Guardians letting smoke off because I think they thought Jenna Baxter's goal had gone in. Either that or they're just celebrating the 5 goals from the Whitecaps in this first half. And Joy making it 5-0, and this Whitecaps team certainly are a joy to watch. The speed in which the Whitecaps just moved that ball. Fantastic play. Ashley Roberts cutting it back to Joy Kimwemwe, and Roberts getting her first assist.
Number 15, Ashley Roberts. The assist to number 2, Joy Kimwemwe. The time, the 45th minute. Roberts, her second today from Kimwemwe in the 45th minute.
And if you heard the PA announcement there, ignore what he said. He's got that the wrong way around. That definitely was Joy Kimwemwe with the goal from Ashley Roberts. But here goes TSS.
Fans, your attention please. An official correction on the Whitecaps goal just scored. Actually scored by number 2, Joy Kimwemwe. The assist to number 15, Ashley Roberts, in the 45th minute.
And the referee putting TSS out of their misery for now at least. They have a lot of regrouping to do at the half. Half-time score here at Thunderbird Stadium. Whitecaps Girls Elite 5, TSS Rovers 0. 2 goals for Geneva Hernandez Gray. She opened the scoring in the 9th minute. Ashley Roberts in the 19th minute. Noelle Sather with the assist there. Kira Martin hit the bar for the Whitecaps in the 23rd before a stunning free kick from Sather in the 26th minute made it 3-0. Hernandez Gray added her second of the game in the 29th minute, pouncing on some play at the back from May Hobenshield. Sather crashed one off the bar in the 44th. The Rovers thought they had got on the score sheet. It wasn't to be, and the Whitecaps went up the field, and Joy Kimwemwe made it 5-0 into stoppage time. That's how we stand at the half. The Whitecaps have gone nap. Don't you have a nap? We've got another 45 minutes of exciting L1BC action coming up. See you soon.
your Vancouver Whitecaps.
Decided I'm not wearing that penny anymore. It's a little tight.
Welcome back to Thunderbird Stadium for the second half of League 1 BC Women's Division action. It's the Whitecaps Girls Elite taking on TSS Rovers. If you were with us for the first half, you saw a 5-star display from the Whitecaps and 5 goals. 2 from Geneva Hernandez Gray, a stunning free kick from Noel Sather. Joy Kimwemwe got in the action as well, as did Ashley Roberts. TSS really struggled to get any offence going. I'm keeping my eye to see any half-time substitutions as well. You feel the Whitecaps will have made a few. On the bench for the Whitecaps today is last week's hat-trick heroine, Ciara Blundell. And just looking around, Sammy Reimer, the number 13, has come on at the back for the Whitecaps, so that is definitely one substitution. And we'll try and get to the rest as and when we can maybe work it out. And it's TSS getting the second half action underway in the all-black outfits with the white numbers and the white trim, shooting from left to right in this half. And the Whitecaps in their traditional white tops, blue shorts and the blue hoop, playing from right to left. And they will not take their foot off the gas. But what has Kevin Booker said to his team at half-time? Has he managed to lift their heads for what must be a really tough first outing for them in League 1 BC action? And there is a substitution for TSS that I can see. Coming on for TSS is the number 20, Alyssa Scott. Scott plays her college football for the UBC Okanagan, a midfielder that came through the Mountain United system. Can she add some spark and some fire to the Rovers? And that ball comes in looking for Kuna. Great delivery there from Sun, and TSS starting on the front foot here.
Out of the match, number 12,
Taylor Nekic, the number 12, making way for TSS for Alyssa Scott.
Out of the match, number 13, Shayla Chorney. She's replaced by number 19, Paris Sidhu.
Paris Sidhu, the number 19, also
For Vancouver,
on
5
for
substitutions at the half.
TSS for Shayla Chornley, the number
First
13.
substitution out of the match, number 2, Joy Kimwomwe. Into the match, number 9, Kiara Blundell. Second sub for the Whitecaps. Out of the match, number 17, Emma Gee. She's replaced by number 11, Kaylee Hunter. Also, a switch of goalkeepers. Out of the match, number 30, Kylie Sandulak. Into the match, number 1, Sydney Benier. Fourth substitution for the Whitecaps.
Whitecaps
Also
now
off the pitch,
trying to
number
get
14,
something
Taya
going
Mason.
here.
Into the match, number 16, Bridget Mutubola. And the fifth substitution for Vancouver. Out of the match, number 3, Eva Ochin. Into the match, number 13, Sammy Reiner.
Just trying to let you hear the many Whitecaps substitutions there from the PA announcer. If you weren't able to pick that up, 5 substitutions for the Whitecaps at half time. We'll try and get into them as we go in. Between the sticks, there is a new goalkeeper as well. Kylie Sandalak must have wanted to go and finish that book I was talking about in the first half. Sydney Venier is now between the sticks for the Whitecaps, wearing the number 1 jersey. And on the ball just now, last week's hat-trick hero, Kiara Blundell, is on making way for the Whitecaps was Sandalak, Joy Kimwemwe, Eva Oching, Tia Mason and Emma Yee. The other substitutions for the Whitecaps, number 16, Bridget Mutapula, is now on in the centre back position for the Whitecaps. Number 13, as I mentioned, Sammy Raymer as well is on the pitch. And number 11, Kaylee Hunter, is in the attack for the Whitecaps. That should be all the substitutions. As TSS get their first shot at the half in, and it's Alyssa Scott, the half-time sub, that's done it. She's certainly added a little bit of spark since she's come on at half-time. Good crowd out at Thunderbird Stadium this afternoon. Went down to chat to the Swan Guardians at half-time. They've brought their charcuterie board. If anyone wants to go and get some, they say, just go and see them. Classy travelling supporters when you bring a charcuterie board. I'll make sure I go down and get some between the two games. I don't know what you say to your team when you're 5 goals down at the half, but Kevin Booker's found a way to bring an added spark. It's also pride on the line for the girls out there today. So Whitecaps try and get something forward. That through ball looking to try and play in Ashley Roberts there from Sammy Reimer. Sammy Reimer, 17-year-old out of Calgary, joined the Whitecaps just last year. That ball comes back and it's flicked on here to Hernandez Gray on a hat-trick. She touches it out to the outside, and that could have been a free kick on the edge of the box there, but hip-to-hip challenge there from Sophia Ferremo, and she sends the ball up here, and it's a chance here for TSS to get something going. Kuna's in the middle if they can get the ball out. Sidhu plays it out wide to Jenna Baxter, who cuts it back from the byline, but that danger is snuffed out by Bridget Mutapula. And wasn't Mutapula there, apologies. I think it's Jamie Perot that has dropped back into that full-back, wing-back position. As Reimer now tries to knock it past Megan Sun. I thought she might have got clipped there for a free kick. Reimer though, back on the ball. She looked very lively when she came on last week as well. And Hernandez Gray still running the show in midfield here for the Whitecaps. Sather, nice ball over the top for Perot to try and chase down. Is it going to hold up? She manages to keep that in and get to that one. Just taken off her foot and cleared into touch though by the Rovers. Hernandez Gray just loses that one, and a chance now for TSS to go forward. Second week in a row, these Whitecaps girls have put 5 goals up on the scoreboard. Still a lot away in this game to go, and spoke in the first half how important goal difference could be come the playoff shaking. It isn't the first tiebreaker, unfortunately. That is most wins, then it's head to head, and then it does come to goal difference, as Roberts, played in there by Hernandez Gray, forced out wide, cuts it back here to Roberts. Sorry, it was Blundell that cut it back to Roberts. And Baxter now tries to bring this one forward for TSS. Kuna, little give and go there with Baxter, but too much on the return pass, and that will run behind for a Whitecaps goal kick. Always nice to chat to the players' parents as well between games at half time. Chatting to Tilly James's dad, who's here watching his daughter with TSS this afternoon, and then the Blundell family as well, so nice to meet them. They'll be cheering on their daughter in the second half, looking if she can add to her tally in the race to the Golden Boot. Here comes Kaylee Hunter. There's no respite for TSS. They take off some very good players at the half, and you bring on the likes of Blundell and Hunter, 2 goal-scoring machines. Kiara Blundell, joint Golden Boot winner in L1BC last year. 10 goals over the regular season, at least 6 assists. I say at least because no official assists, as I always mention, have been kept. I've kept my own ones as best as I can. There are some gaps in it. There was a couple of Whitecaps games that I didn't get the assists for, so she has at least 6. That was a 16 goal contributions in 14 matches at least for Kiara Blundell last year, so that is a pretty good turnaround. Shared the Golden Boot with Catalin Tolnay from Notsamot FC. Tolnay injured early, well, but midway in the L1BC season, so that would have been an interesting Golden Boot race if she hadn't been, as Roberts tries to get past her marker there, but just knocks it out and behind for a TSS goal kick. Whitecaps make the long trip to Nanaimo next weekend as they take on Harbourside FC. That should be a good test from Harbourside's. Had a strongish start to the 2024 L1BC campaign. This Rover side head to Cloverdale, as mentioned, to take on Unity, the team dispatched by the Whitecaps last week. They can probably share some tales of the torrid time the defenders have had against this potent Whitecaps attack. Ball comes in from Megan Sun. It's cleared though by the Caps and brought down by Hernandez Gray. Kira Martin playing it out off the back, and Sather turning herself to get clear and keep this attack going. Just a Rare giveaway from Sather. It's picked up by Maddie Ma. Maddie Ma, such an influential player for TSS last year. Pula was powering forward there for the Whitecaps. Now she needs to get back quickly to get into position in the centre of that defence. TSS though hold up the play just now. Blundell tries to play that inside to Hunter, but didn't fully get the direction on it, and that's cut out by Tilly James. Yesterday's results in League 1BC saw Unity and Burnaby play out a 1-1 draw at Burnaby Lake. Kate Cartier opening the scoring for Burnaby in the first half before a goal to tie things up 3 minutes from time for Unity by Elizabeth Hicks. Harbourside and Rivers played out a 1-1 draw over in Nanaimo. You can see that game on the League 1 BC YouTube channel and get all the results, all the stats, all the team lineups and also notifications on the League 1 Canada app that you can get in the Apple and Google Android stores. As here comes Hernandez Gray, plays this through to Hunter. She can't fully get a connection on it, and that ball will run through to May Hobenshield in the Rovers goal. League1BC.ca as well, the place to go for all of your League 1 BC news and information. We'll also have regular League 1 BC coverage over on aftn.ca. And if you want to get in touch with us during this broadcast, you can do so on the YouTube stream. Just leave any comments and we'll get to those over the course of the game. Or you can get in touch with me on Twitter. I'm Michael McCall, Twitter handle AFTN Canada. We love these broadcasts to be interactive. So if you want to get in touch, chat about the game or the League 1 BC season, more than happy to read your comments out over the course of the game. Sather now. Hunter plays that one forward for Perot to try and chase down, and again does well in keeping it in. Cuts that back to Hunter, and the shot comes in, and it takes a touch off the defender there and out for a corner. Maddie Ma, the player to get her foot on that one. As we move past the hour mark here, and a decent first 15 minutes to the start of the second half here by TSS. They've had a couple of forays forward, certainly keeping the Whitecaps at bay for now, but we've seen how dangerous they are at set piece opportunities, and Hernandez Gray sends another one in, looking for the head of Martin. Sather takes a swipe at it. It's actually going to run through to Hernandez Gray, who chips it in just over the head of Martin and just past Blundell as well. Blundell though does well to get back on that and turn and get a shot off, but that's easily going to be held by Hobenshield as TSS try to bring it out. It's broken up though, and Emily Wong now will get a chance to send it up to Sather, and that just runs away from her, and it's going to be out for a TSS throw-in on the far side. Reminder, men's division action coming up here on the League 1 BC YouTube channel at 3 o'clock as the Whitecaps will take on TSS. And we'll see whether the Rovers have a hangover from that Canadian Championship midweek heartbreak. Can they bounce back in style to kick off their League 1 BC campaign? It's going to be the battle of the first two League 1 BC champions. TSS winning it in 23, or 22 even, and Whitecaps last year in 23. Here comes Perreault, powering forward, cuts inside, still Jamie Perreault. Fantastic stuff by Jamie Perreault. She gets her shot off and it's into the arms of Hobenshield, who'll hold on to that one, but that's exactly how dangerous Jamie Perreault can be. We've seen it now in the past 2 seasons here in League 1. Played 11 games in the League 1B season last year. Just 1 goal and 1 assist, which is quite surprising with how much she likes to get forward. Had a very good 2022 campaign as well. And Perreault nearly set free again. She's such a handful up the wings for every team in this league. Kevin Booker not warming any subs up, so this could be the Rover side that we see play out most of the rest of this match. Still a lot of time though. 26 minutes and change still to go in this one. Did they use up all their goals in the first half, or are we in store for some more? And the Whitecaps thought Blundell was in there, but a foul on Geneva Musico. And some respite for TSS at the back. Martin with a big boot to take that away from Cooney. It's tough for a number 9 when you've not been getting the service, and that's been the story this afternoon for Nia Cooney. Roberts now sprays that out to Hunter on the right. Hunter cuts into the box, gets tripped. Appealing to the referee, but TSS just clear the danger. Certainly a heavy challenge there from the Rovers. I think it was Paris Sedou, the halftime sub, with the challenge there. Now TSS, it's a long ball forward. That's asking a lot of Jenna Baxter. Too far ahead of her, and that's just going to give Sydney Vinier a touch. '16-year-old goalkeeper, also from Delta. Don't know what's in the water in Delta for goalkeepers, but Sandalak and Vinier are the 2 goalkeepers, both from Delta for the Whitecaps. Played as a second half sub in 1 game during the regular season, and then got her first start as a Whitecap in last year's championship game. So what a game to get your first start in League 1 BC. A winning effort to lift the League 1 BC title, and she put in a fantastic performance that afternoon as well at BC Place. As substitutions coming up, we'll see who's coming on for
TSS in the 66th minute.
Claire Yee is coming on for TSS.
Number 5, Megan Sun. Into the match, number 17, Claire Yee.
Trying to see who the Whitecaps sub is. And it's good to see Claire Yee back. You hear a cheer there. That is from the Swangardians cheering on Claire, who was forced to miss all of last year through injury.
Number 15, Ashley Rovers. And into the match, number 29, Katie Connell. Also in the 66th minute.
And making way for the Whitecaps is one of the goal scorers, Ashley Roberts, number 15. Coming in, number 29, Katie Connell. Still wish they'd have the sub-boards at League One level. Would certainly make things easier, but here comes TSS and Cooney with her first real look on goal, and her head in her hand. She's probably feeling she could have done better with that, but that was a good break there by TSS. If they can at least get something from this game, get on the score sheet, it'll give them something to work with ahead of that big game with Unity next weekend. TSS still going. Claire Yee battling away there. Maddie Ma now trying to get something going down the corner flag, but that one just runs away from her and it's going to be out for a Whitecaps throw-in. Hunter dropping very deep there for the Caps, and some loose play. Haven't seen much of that from the Whitecaps this afternoon. And Claire Yee battling away. She's certainly going to add some spark to this TSS side this year, and it's great to see her back playing in Rovers black. She was so gutted to miss last year's League 1BC season, disrupting her college season as well. And that looked offside as Baxter chases that down. The flag does go up on Jenna Baxter. Sather out wide now to Perot. Perot tries to skip past Sadu. The ball just runs away from her, but she does well to win a throw-in right down at the corner flag here for the Caps. Battling away there is Blundell, but she can't find the space to get a shot off, and the ball just runs into the welcoming arms of May Hobenshield. And here comes Baxter now for TSS up the other side. Well closed down though by Martin, who gets an important foot on that and knocks it out for a Rovers corner. 20 minutes left in this one. All the goals, if you're just tuning in, coming in the first half. Whitecaps going nap with a 5-star and 5-goal performance in that first 45 minutes. Been unable to add to their tally in the second half. And it's the Rovers now trying to get their first one on the board. The ball breaks to the edge of the box. It's bouncing about. Yee turns and gets a shot off. Takes a deflection though off Blundell, and it's going to be out for a corner on this side now. 2 corners in quick succession for TSS.
Fans, a reminder that Whitecaps FC Girls Elite Academy, their next match is Saturday, May 11th in Nanaimo against Harborside FC. And our next home game here at Thunderbird
Maddie
Stadium
Ma
is
over
Saturday,
to
May
take
19th
this
against
one.
Rivers FC as well.
Ma sends it high on to Veneer, who can only punch it away. Rovers keeping the pressure on. Baxter at the back of the box. Loose one falls to Tilly James. The clearance cut out by Sadu. Baxter now with the throw-in. Rovers showing some urgency, but some loose play there from Sadu in the return pass, and that's going to break things up for TSS, and it's going to be out for a Whitecaps throw-in. Scott battling away, plays it back. TSS will play it all the way back to May Hobenshield and try and recycle it out now to the right hand side. Musiko again back to Hobenshield, who chips that one forward. It's cut out though by the Caps, and now Kaylee Hunter is moved over to the left side under the attention there of Claire Yee, and Yee wins the free kick in her favour for that little tussle. Had only made 3 appearances for Thomson Rivers Wolfpack in 2022 when she was struck down by that injury that kept her out for over a year. She hoped that she might have been able to get in for the tail end of the L1BC campaign, but wasn't to be. She's going to be a key player for this TSS side this season, as is Tilly James. Lofting that free kick forward. It's flicked on, trying to get Yee to make the run, but that was maybe asking a lot from her. Fremo plays that one back to Hobenshield. She has to quickly get it back out to Musiko. Yee doing well to turn, wins a throw-in for her side midway in her own half. TSS badly missing the firepower of Delana Friesen. As that through ball for Hernandez Gray, she's on a hat trick. She's in on goal here to Neva Hernandez Gray. And there is the hat trick in the 75th minute. It's 6 of the best for the Whitecaps, and 3 of them have gone the way of Geneva Hernandez Gray. Fantastic performance from the young midfielder. And it's 6-0 at Thunderbird Stadium. A beautiful finish. Geneva Hernandez Gray doing everything right there. And celebrating in some style. TSS did well to get to the 74th minute before conceding another one, but nothing they could do to stop the midfield dynamo there. Blundell getting the assist as well with a lovely through ball to set Hernandez Gray in on goal. 2 weeks running now, a Whitecaps player has got a hat-trick in League 1BC Women's Division action. I would have thrown my hat on the pitch, but it's my favourite Oregon Coast Rockaway Beach hat, so that's staying firmly on my head for this one. Geneva Hernandez Gray committed to the college season at Auburn University. You have to think though that she is going to be somebody that the Whitecaps would love to add to a homegrown pro contract for the new Project 8 team. She's in the thick of the action again with a cross that comes in and it's cleared out for a Whitecaps corner on the far side. Hernandez Gray was part of the Canadian Women's National Team senior team set up for Christine Sinclair's 2 farewell matches here in BC, the first in Victoria, the second at BC Place. Sadly didn't get on the pitch. That was my only disappointment from those 2 games, that we didn't get to see G come on to get her first senior cap, but you feel it's just going to be a matter of time before that happens. Still just 17 years old, 5'4" for what she makes up in height. She certainly has an abundance of in skill, and her height really helps her to cut her way through defences throughout League One. Katie Collar feels the sky is the limit for Geneva Hernandez Gray, and hard to disagree with that. She Certainly looks a class act, and excited to see what that is going to mean for her future in footballing terms, as one of the other stars of this Whitecaps performance, Noel Sather, making way, a goal and an assist for Sather this afternoon.
And entering the match, number 20, Chloe Taylor, in the 78th minute.
Coming on for the Whitecaps here, we'll just get confirmation of that. Chloe Taylor, number 20, coming on for the Whitecaps there for Sather. And TSS now going to make a substitution of their own, making way here looks to be Maddie Ma. Coming on for TSS, number 23, Ruby Chevalier. That's Martin with a long ball over the top. Nice attempt there. Martin very impressed with all aspects of her game. Defensively, she's just an absolute rock back there for the Caps, and her distribution is fantastic as well.
For the Rovers, leaving the match, number 6, Maddie Ma. And into the match, number 23, Ruby Chevalier, in the 78th minute.
Are there more goals to come in the last 11 minutes of this one? Better performance from TSS in the second half. They've had a few chances to bring the ball forward. Still not really tested either goalkeeper too much from the Whitecaps that I've had in. Sander look in the first half, Venier in this second half. The Whitecaps moving the ball around so well. Sammy Reimer now. She's got room to run up this left wing. Still Reimer does well there to get past Musico. Still Reimer, she cuts it back. It just gets away from Hunter. But the shot came in there from Chloe Taylor just on the pitch. Not maybe warmed up yet, but good save there from May Hobenshield. Chloe Taylor looking to make an immediate impact, but Hobenshield dealing with that shot from just inside the box. Really good work there though by Sammy Reimer as she powered forward there. The Calgarian. Most of the players on this Whitecaps side are from BC, which is a little bit different from the men's side, where there's a lot of players come in, especially from Alberta over the years. Alberta and Edmonton in particular certainly seems to be a hotspot for male talent in the Whitecaps Academy. Most of these Whitecaps girls though are BC born and bred. Couple of significant ones not. Kaylee Hunter, another Calgary player. Sammy Reimer, as I mentioned there as well. As we're into the last 10 minutes here at Thunderbird Stadium. Still a lot of action to come this afternoon. The men kick off at 3 o'clock. You'll find that stream as well on the L1BC YouTube channel. As Jenna Baxter making way for TSS. We'll see who's coming on for the Rovers here. Looks like Chiara Armenta. And it is Chiara Armenta coming on for TSS. Played last year for them, got herself 2 goals and was quite lively in the attack. Mentioned the TSS are missing the goal scoring prowess of Delana Friesen. 7 goals and 2 assists for Friesen last year for TSS. She is away playing professionally now over in Ireland with Treaty United. And that, of course, is what this league is all about. And it's something that TSS regularly, they say to their players every year on both the men and the women's side, we don't want to see you back next year. We want to see you moving on and moving up in the pro game. And Delana Friesen, one of the many League One players that has made the move from League One into the professional game, and got a goal yesterday for Treaty United. She's had a fantastic start to her career over in Ireland. Hunter now plays that forward to Blundell. Great footwork from Blundell as she's bundled over unceremoniously there. I thought we might have had the first booking of the game, but the referee keeping her cards in her pocket. The sub Ruby Chevalier, the player bundling Blundell over there, and that gives the Whitecaps a free kick in a very dangerous position, just on the edge of the D. 3 Whitecaps players standing over this. Sather has already scored a stunning free kick for the Whitecaps in the first half. She is off the pitch. It looks like this one is going to get left to Blundell. Blundell takes it, and another free kick stunner, and another goal for Kiera Blundell. 84th minute, her 4th of the season. This is 7th this afternoon for the Whitecaps. They are in 7th heaven here at UBC. And it's been an afternoon of hell for TSS Rovers. You can't give Kiera Blundell anything in and around the box, whether in open play, whether in set piece play. She's got such a sweet strike in her, and you saw it there. 4 goals on the season now for Blundell, leading the Golden Boot race, and she hasn't even played 90 minutes of football yet. You can be sure Arizona State University are rubbing their hands at the prospect of getting this young talent. Last year's joint Golden Boot winner in the League 1BC Women's Division, on course to win another one this year. But there's a few players, including her teammate Neva Hernandez Gray, nipping at her heels. That's going to be a very big battle, I'm sure, as the season goes on. We're only 2 games down from the 12 that's going to be played over the regular season. As a TSS Rovers fan, sadly, glumly walking by, holding a pirate flag. Will they have better luck in the men's game coming up at 3 o'clock? Or will there be a Canadian Championship hangover for the Rovers? Tune in to that one right here on L1BC YouTube. I'll have the call for that one. And are we going to maybe have another goal fest in that one? That does feel like it's going to be a much more evenly contested matchup. TSS favourites heading into that one. Whitecaps were always the favourites heading into this game. And you feel they haven't even really come out of second gear in this second half as well. Martin now. Oh, a rare giveaway there from Martin. That's going to maybe give the chance for TSS to get something going forward from one of their subs, Alyssa Scott. plays that out, looking for another Sidhu, but the ball's going to come back to Venier. She's put under pressure by Sidhu, but good footwork there by the young keeper. She can't get that one kept in though on the far side by Taylor, and it's going to be out for a TSS throw-in into the last 3 minutes here at Thunderbird Stadium. Mutapula, lovely footwork there from Bridget Mutapula. The 15-year-old, one of the youngest players on this Whitecaps squad, very highly thought of, the centre-back out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Came to the Whitecaps last fall. Also, when she's not out here, has been playing for Halifax Dunbarrak's AAA under-17 team. She made her Whitecaps debut in League 1BC last year, making 4 appearances as a 14-year-old. And the Whitecaps have very high hopes for her. They see her as a really big prospect, as they do with so many on this team, it has to be said. As Sun now plays that one out to Chevalier. She's forced to play it back to Musico. And a giveaway there by the Rovers. A lovely chip ball forward here, and Hernandez Gray looked like she was in again, but Hobenshield quickly off her line to deal with that danger. A lovely ball over the top there from Sammy Reimer. Pro sends up the wing. It's a foot race. It's a foot race that is won by the Rovers, and they will try and move it out now to the right side. And Musico plays that forward to Yi. She was lively when she came on, has been quiet though for the last little spell. Into the last minute, and it'll be interesting to see how much time gets added on. Just notice it's actually starting to rain here as well. Not sure how long that's been on for. It's kind of a little bit hard to tell. It's that fine drizzle, the kind that soaks you to the bone in no time. And that's going to make for a slick pitch for the men's match coming up at 3. I'm sure the TSS Rovers women's players just want to get off that pitch now. 7 goals down, the rain has come on, they just want to regroup. They've got 6 days actually, to get ready for their next match. They travel to Cloverdale out in Surrey to take on Unity.
On the sidelines has indicated a minimum of 2 minutes of
just 2 minutes of time to get added on here. Can the Rovers get a little consolation and get on the score sheet here? They've certainly played better in this second half, so that will give Kevin Booker something to work on with his team this week. And they are not the first, and they will not be the last team to go down to a heavy defeat to this Whitecap side this season. You can be pretty much sure of that. Unity went down 5-1 last week, and a bulk of that Unity team was made up of the silver medalists in U Sports, the Trinity Western Spartans roster. Cooney now loses the ball. Martin plays that one forward, and now Blundell in on goal here. It just gets a little bit ahead of her, but she's forced out wide. She'll hold this up, looking for a bit of support. Flicks it inside to Katie Connell. Nice turn by Connell. Plays that one back to Emily Wong. Jimmy Perot now. Flicked out to the far side to Chloe Taylor. Still Chloe Taylor with it. Sends that one in, and oh, that had Hobenshield scrambling, but goes by the left post in the end. I think that missed by quite a bit in the end, but it looked more exciting and closer than I think it was there. And that might be close to being the last action of this one. And a whistle there by the ref as TSS thought they had a breakaway, not to be, and it's going to be a free kick for the Whitecaps just inside their own half. In the dying seconds here, the whistle should be imminent as this ball gets sent up. Martin sends it high into the Rovers half. Had to get dealt with there, and James knocks it on, and there does go the final whistle. Vancouver Whitecaps Girls Elite in 7th heaven up here at UBC. 7 goals to the good over a TSS Rovers side that get their League 1 BC campaign off to the worst possible start for them, but they will regroup and come back. They're not going to be facing anywhere near as tough opposition as they did this afternoon. A Geneva Hernandez Gray hat-trick for Whitecaps. The Whitecaps were 5 goals up by half-time. Geneva Hernandez Gray opening the scoring in the 9th minute. Ashley Roberts in the 19th. Noelle Sather free kick in the 26th. Hernandez Gray got her second in the 29th, and then in first half stoppage time, Joy Kinwemwe made it 5-0. Hernandez Gray completed her hat-trick in the 74th minute, and then Kira Blundell got her 4th of the season with 6 minutes remaining. That was how it finished here. We'll be back at 3 o'clock with men's division action. Whitecaps take on TSS. That should be a cracker. See you then.